You're watching the NBC5 News at 4:30.
Right now at 4:30 a.m., what an amazing comeback. The Hawks stunned the Lightning in a third-period turnaround to take Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
And all morning, NBC5 has extended coverage of the quest for the cup.
Here we go. Game 1's in the bag. Good morning, everybody. On this Thursday, I'm Stephen Holt.
And I'm Zoraida Samble, and it is Thursday. It is June 4th. Let's begin with Storm Team meteorologist Andy Avalos, your out-the-door forecast. Did you stay up for that amazing game?
What game?
Sleep.
Slept right through it.
Wow.
Come on.
Unfortunately, as much as I want to stay up and watch the game, I just can't. I've got to get to bed. And I usually don't go to bed till 7:30. So in any case, I'm very happy that they won. And I'm sure you are as well. Coming up on 4:27 on this Thursday, a nice quiet start to the day. We do have clear to partly cloudy skies in the area, but as we scan the area with pinpoint radar, we're precipitation free this morning. Always great news for the rush hour. And temperatures are pleasant this morning. In fact, most areas are in the 50s and 60s, as you can see. So not a bad way to start the day. As we look at wind speeds this morning, still out of the south in the single digits, and we'll have a breeze today out of the south. It'll be warm and more humid. Threat for any rain in the forecast. I'll let you know in just a couple of minutes. Good morning, Kai.
All right, Andy, good morning to you. And at 4:27, happy Thursday, Hawks Thursday. I don't know, 4:27 in the morning, and right now we're looking great overall for your commute, but there are a couple of issues out there. We do have a minor fender bender northbound 55. That's going to be at Bluff Road south of I-80, so just watch for that if that's part of your commute. Talking about road work, Elmwood Park, you've got it at Harlem and Division for the next week or so. Route 72 also around the Jane Addams. Watch for ongoing road work through 5:30 this morning. Let's go outside live and check in with a tollway camera for you this morning as we take a look. Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to check in the tollways in my next report, but right now, Zoraida, I'm going to send it over to you.
And I will take it. Thank you so much, Kai. The Blackhawks' quest for the cup gets off to a really great start. And shouldn't we be used to this by now? The comeback kids did it again, stealing Game 1 from the Lightning in Tampa by scoring twice in 2 minutes in the third period after trailing for most of the game. And in a game featuring several All-Stars, it was a couple of role players coming through as heroes. NBC5's Peggy Kaczynski has more from Tampa.
Good morning, Stephanie and Zoraida from Amalie Arena here in Tampa, where the Blackhawks stage a comeback to win Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final over the Tampa Bay Lightning. And it took the rookie Teuvo Teravainen to break a scoreless skid until 6.5 minutes left in the third period, putting up his third goal of the postseason. The 20-year-old Finn got the Blackhawks on the board to tie the game before Anton Vermette, the veteran, came through. Both players from the second line. Vermette's the game winner.
There's a lot of pride in this room and a lot of character, so they're going to keep battling no matter what. So something nice to be on that side.
I think we held that one goal deficit for quite a while, and when it comes down to it, I think we're starting to grab the momentum of the game. We're starting to grab control late in the game, and eventually we got the chances and the bounces we're looking for.
They were dominating on the first 10 minutes, and after that, I think we finished the period pretty strong, and then I think we played better and better when the game went on. We were stronger in their zone, we were moving the puck well, and we just couldn't score, and 2 big goals at the end.
The Blackhawks have now won their last 3 Game 1s of the Stanley Cup Final that they have played in. Game 2 on Saturday night. From Tampa, Peggy Kaczynski, NBC5 Sports.
From the Tampa Bay area to Chicago, Blackhawks fans are loving what they're seeing on the ice. Last night, a packed crowd at Joe's on Weed Street celebrated the Hawks' Game 1 victory.
That was a good game, man. Good game. They stepped through and played a very good game.
You're not worried there?
No, not worried at all. Not with the Hawks, baby.
How do you like the end of the game, ladies?
Oh my God, it was great. Go Hawks!
Awesome. The Blackhawks are doing it. They're going all the way. It's exciting to watch them. Chicago's the greatest town.
We are the greatest. The puck will drop in Game 2 in 2 days. You can watch the matchup right here on NBC5 at 6:15 on Saturday night. Then we'll bring you post-game reaction on our 1-hour edition of Quest for the Cup. That's at 9 o'clock. Then stay tuned for the NBC5 News at 10.
It is 4:30 and breaking overnight. A possible drag race leads to a horrific crash in the northwest suburbs. And this morning, police try to piece together exactly what happened there. NBC5's Lauren Petty is live in Park Ridge with details for us. Lauren?
This is really a terrible crash, Sarita. It's a two-car crash that took out a tree and actually left debris scattered down the entire block behind me. That intersection that you see, that's Devon and Cumberland. This is a main thoroughfare through Park Ridge, and you can see police and the fire department still here on scene. They've been looking over these mangled cars, including that red SUV that you see there. Now, the crash involved the red SUV and a four-door car. The four-door car is destroyed on the driver's side. You can see the airbag is deployed as well. The front end of the SUV completely crumpled too. Now, it appears at least one of those cars hit a tree, taking it down and sending limbs and bark flying all over Devon near Cumberland. Now, this happened around 11 o'clock last night, according to police. Neighbors say the crash was so loud they came running outside to see what happened.
The red truck was on fire when it first got stopped, and they were trying to get him out of there in case it got worse.
And you can see in this video one woman in a neck brace being put in an ambulance. At this point, police are telling us at least 2 people were taken to the hospital, but there may be more. We're hearing as many as 4 people could be hurt in this crash. At this point, we don't have any information how they're doing right now. We also don't have an exact idea how this happened. One neighbor did tell us that he heard it was drag racing, that there were 2 cars that were drag racing. One crashed into an innocent victim, and that's how all of this happened. You're going to hear from that neighbor coming up. We also want to let you know that this stretch, Devon and Cumberland, is going to be closed until at least 6 a.m., according to police. So for traffic plans, you want to make alternate routes. Back to you.
All right, NBC5's Lauren Petty. Thank you for that update, Lauren. Right now, he's been called the boutique bandit, and his crime spree may be about over. Police have arrested a suspect linked to several robberies at Knife Point on Chicago's north and west sides. Authorities believe he held up at least 6 small businesses over the past month, including a clothing store in Lincoln Park this past Monday. In one case, the robber cut a store clerk's hand in Bucktown. Police say the suspect has an extensive criminal history, and those charges are expected.
And this morning, we're learning more about the driver and the victim in that deadly CTA bus crash downtown. Police have ticketed Donald Barnes for running a red light at that intersection at Lake in Michigan during rush hour Tuesday, killing 51-year-old Amy Koth. Koth was a general manager for The Gap. She lived in south suburban Flossmoor. Friends say she was downtown to have dinner with her son and was preparing for her daughter's wedding this summer.
It's heartbreaking to hear that something like this can happen to someone so wonderful.
The 48-year-old bus driver had been on the job for less than a year. The CTA is working with police to review the cameras on board and in that area where the accident took place.
This morning, police are searching for a man who attacked a jogger in northwest suburban Elgin. The man grabbed the woman on a bike path near McBride Street yesterday and threw her to the ground. A bicyclist saw the attack and came to the woman's help, to her rescue, to her aid. The suspect took off.
The former University of Illinois at Chicago student cleared in the 50 Shades of Grey rape case has been arrested again. Prosecutors say 19-year-old Mohammed Hussein used Facebook to send 4 photos to his friends of a woman blindfolded and gagged in his dorm room last February. Hussein was initially charged with rape, but a judge dropped that case in March. Now he faces new charges related to these explicit photos. He's also been suspended from UIC.
Let's get to some new information this morning. As uncertainty over the state's budget crisis is growing, Illinois lawmakers are expected back in Springfield today. At the end of the spring session last Sunday, House Speaker Mike Madigan told members of the House that they'd have to report back today. Members of the Senate must return on Tuesday. It's unclear what they will accomplish. The Democratic leaders and Governor Bruce Rauner continue to lock horns on the budget.
And a shakeup in management at the Illinois Tollway continues this morning. Executive Director Christy LaFleur has handed in her resignation. And earlier this week, Board Chair Paula Wolf said she is leaving. Governor Rauner controls the Tollway, and management changes were expected there. Last month, he appointed new Tollway directors.
Today, some Chicago public school students will see their teachers a little clearer. The city is planning to give out free glasses to kids at Haynes Elementary in Chinatown. It's part of Mayor Emanuel's school-based vision program. Doctors provide free glasses and exams to CPS kids, all of that at no cost to them.
It is 4:35. It will feel like summer in Chicago today, but Andy says that feeling is not going to last long, so enjoy it.
We'll get a check of the forecast, and Kai will prepare you for the morning commute coming up.
And yada, yada, yada. A Seinfeld cast member reveals why George's fiancée was killed by those toxic envelopes. Remember that? But first,
Josh has done some very bad things.
It's a reality TV family speaking out about the scandal that led to their show getting pulled off the air.
good morning to you. How are you on this fine morning? It is 4:38.
Yeah.
Blackhawks win.
Fantastic.
Everything is good this morning, Mr. Avalos. How about some good weather?
Including the weather. Today will actually be the warmest day as our warming trend continues, but we'll peak today and then it'll be much cooler tomorrow. So get out there and enjoy the day that lies ahead. It's 4:38. We have a little more moisture in the atmosphere, so there's a touch more haze, but we are dry this morning, and that's always great news for the rush hour as we look down the Mag Mile. If you're heading out the door today, well, there is a threat for an isolated shower or even an isolated storm today. I'd have to put it in that 10% category, so I think you're safe in leaving the umbrella at home. And temperatures this morning are very pleasant. Many locations still in the low to mid 60s as we start the day, but still plenty of 50s around. Valparaiso's at 57 this morning, Kankakee's at 58, officially 59 at O'Hare, and the cooler spot up north Waukegan is at 55. Downtown currently 63 degrees. The wind is light this morning, still out of the south, and we'll have a light south to southwest wind as we go through the course of the day. And so that'll keep in the warmer temperatures and a little higher humidity values. But because the wind is so light overall today, eventually we will develop an onshore breeze. So it will turn cooler along the lakefront by late this afternoon or this evening. But even then, temperatures will still be quite comfortable. So heading out the door this morning, we'll call it a pleasant start to the day with a mixture of sun and clouds as we go through the afternoon. It'll be warmer. We'll eventually climb from the upper 70s into the low 80s. But eventually, again, it will turn cooler along the lakefront. But even there, you'll still be in the 70s. Threat for rain as we go through the overnight hours and tomorrow, and cooler temperatures. I'll tell you about that in a few minutes, Kai.
All right, Andy, thank you. Well, right now it's almost 4:40 in the morning, and we're still looking great when it comes to your overall traffic. Let's take a look, though, in and out of O'Hare, looking at the tri-state center of your screen. Nice and light as you come in through Bensonville. A little bit of overnight road work ongoing at the Irving Park Toll Plaza as you do head northbound. Coming in on the Stevenson past Midway Airport, that looks great right now. No major overnight road work on 55. Let's go outside right now live and check in with a tollway camera for you this morning. 294 looking great at the Lincoln Oasis. Coming up in my next report, I'll have help with a reroute around that police investigation that Lauren was telling you about in Park Ridge. Zoraida?
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Kai. 4:40 now, and we have new developments in the scandal involving the reality TV family of 19 kids and counting. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have broken their silence about the molestation scandal involving their oldest son. They gave an exclusive interview to Megyn Kelly on Fox News last night.
The little one was like, what's wrong? Why is Daddy and Josh leaving? And as we were all weeping the next day, and for days and days, I was saying, you know, Josh has done some very bad things, and he's very sorry.
The Duggars say then 14-year-old Josh confessed to molesting his 4 younger sisters and a 5th unrelated victim. They say none of the girls knew what Josh did. 27-year-old Josh Duggar has apologized for his behavior. He did that 2 weeks ago. TLC has pulled 19 kids and counting off the air. And the man accused of rigging a deadly house explosion in Indiana is expected to go on trial today. Prosecutors say Mark Leonard was the mastermind behind the plot to destroy his girlfriend's Indianapolis home to collect insurance money. That was back in 2012. The blast killed 2 people and it damaged more than 100 homes. That trial was moved from Indianapolis to South Bend in efforts to find an impartial jury there. And we have some good news. Look at this. A fire survivor flocked to one of its rescuers' sides. This picture shows a pigeon perched on a firefighter's shoulder. This is in Fresno, California yesterday. Firefighters actually found the bird inside a smoke-engulfed home, and they rescued the little birdie.
Birds of a feather flock together. Thank you very much, Zoraida. Are you a millionaire? We'll tell you where in the Chicago area a $262 million lottery ticket was sold. So find yours. Plus,
he was voted most likely to ask his kids, someone want to explain to me what that slice of pizza's doing in the fish tank?
Jimmy Fallon poking a little fun at the Blackhawks. We'll see who else makes his Tonight Show's superlatives list. New this morning at 4:45, you can stuff your sorries in a sack, mister. We finally have answers to a sudden death in the classic sitcom Seinfeld. Actor Jason Alexander, who played George Costanza, says toxic glue on wedding envelopes is not actually what killed his fiancée, Susan. Remember this? Yeah, this week Alexander revealed to Howard Stern that Susan, played by Heidi Swedberg, was actually killed off early because the two lacked chemistry on the show. Her character died at the end of season 7 on Seinfeld. Alexander called Swedberg terrific, but said they just didn't work well together.
Ouch.
I'm out.
Beware of envelopes with toxic glue.
Be careful. That's the lesson you can learn from that. Time now for today's Fallon Funny, and even Jimmy Fallon getting in on the excitement of the Stanley Cup final.
He had some fun with some of the Blackhawks in a bit called Tonight Show Superlatives. Take a look.
Next from the Blackhawks is Joachim Nordstrom. He was voted most likely to rip off his mustache and say, "'Twas me all along." You didn't even know. Next is Marian Hossa from the Blackhawks. He was voted most likely to be the guy in prison whose seat you're sitting in. It's like...
And you can catch a Tonight Show right here on NBC5 News. Tonight's guests include Evanston native John Cusack, also Ricky Martin.
Hey, don't mess with Marian Hossa.
Yes, that'll be fun.
Got that, Tampa? Don't mess with Marian Hossa. You got that, Andy?
I do. I wonder, is Ricky still living La Vida Loca?
Yes, you know, that's what I'm focused on. He's still on Hossa. I'm on Ricky Martin. Bring on the music.
All right, heading out the door, a little Summer in the City is maybe the tune we'll play today. It's 4:47 on a Thursday, and getting a little bit brighter as we start the day, but for now it's a mixture of clouds and clear skies and a very pleasant beginning. We do have some clouds in the area, as I mentioned. As we look at the satellite radar composite this morning, there's going to be these little waves passing through the area as we go through the morning hours. Most of the energy is going to pass up to the north and way down to the southwest of us, so I think we'll be rain-free through the morning hours. This afternoon, there's a slight chance of an isolated shower or an isolated storm, but I really think it's in that 10% category, and most of the day is going to be dry. But I am tracking a cold front that brings an increased threat for showers and storms, but even then, it's a bit questionable as to the aerial coverage and the intensity. So we'll go through the course of the day today with a mixture of sun and clouds. It'll be a warmer day. We'll make it to the low 80s and a little more humid, but I think relatively free of any rain through a good portion of the day. As we go through the evening hours, still it'll be very mild with temperatures dropping into the 70s this evening, but there is a cold front to the north of us that'll start to pass through the area as we go through the overnight and pre-dawn hours of tomorrow. This will bring an increased threat for some showers and a few storms, but I don't think this is going to be widespread heavy rain. Even into tomorrow morning, I think we'll still have clouds and the risk for a few showers and isolated storms. Then the front settles south of us. The wind turns in off the lake. It'll be breezy and a considerably cooler day tomorrow, especially along the lakefront as we break the clouds for a little sunshine as we go through the day. I do think the sun is back now on Saturday. I've taken the rain out of the forecast completely, but it'll still be breezy and a cooler day, again, especially along the lakefront, because the wind will be in off the lake, but it'll be a decent day for us. Now, Saturday night to Sunday with a warm front pushing through the area, that's when we'll see the return threat for showers and storms, and some of these could put down some heavy rain. And then as we go through the second half of the day, a cold front will approach and move through, and that'll give us the risk for some more heavy rain-producing thunderstorms, some possibly strong to severe. We'll keep an eye on that situation. And then into Monday with the passage of that front, still the chance for a shower or an isolated storm, but not widespread all-day rain, as we expect more likely to be the case on Sunday. So heading out the door this morning, it is a very pleasant start. Readings are in the 50s and 60s, and we're going up from here. Just how warm will it get? By later this morning, we're in the low to mid 70s. We'll rise nicely throughout the afternoon hours into the mid to upper 70s and peak later this afternoon. Most areas in the low 80s. Eventually, it will turn a little cooler along the lakefront, but even there, we'll still be in the 70s. That cold front goes through tonight and tomorrow morning. And look at this temperature spread in the morning from 50 in Waukegan to the mid 60s to the south. And then with that brisk breeze coming in off the lake tomorrow, it'll be a noticeably cooler day with 50s there, 60s inland, low 70s well inland. I'll show you the complete forecast for the extended in just a few minutes. Kai?
All right, Andy, sounds good. At 4:49 in the morning, we're looking great when it comes to the flow of traffic here on I-57. No major problems as you come up from the south suburbs. Bishop Ford looks good as well. That's about 15 minutes as you head all the way up from I-80-94. So we're looking excellent there. 60th and Narragansett, we are getting word of a car fire there just south of 55. And we're also talking about this reroute. You saw Lauren reporting on this very serious Park Ridge crash from the overnight hours. You want to avoid Devon at Cumberland because police are telling her they're going to have this blocked off till about 6. Talcott is a great option, or Cortland as you are headed north and southbound as well. All right, let's take a look outside and check in with a tollway camera for you this morning and get a live look here along 355. It's looking pretty clear at Archer. Anytime you'd like up-to-date traffic information, we have live real-time info for you. You can get it through our app. Search NBC Chicago and find the app in the App Store. Stefan and Zoraida.
All right, Kai, thank you very much. 4:50 is the time now. Striking it rich. We have 262 million reasons for you to go check your Mega Millions ticket. The winning number straight ahead.
And the Cubs junior Lake strikes out with his skipper. What led to this bench and bullpen clearing brawl? All right, so right now I have a question for you. Have you been to Supermercado Imelda lately? So the world is now waiting for the newest Mega Millions winner to come forward. A lucky person bought that winning ticket for Tuesday night's drawing at that place in Blue Island. The winner hit the $262 million jackpot. It was sold at Supermercado Imelda at 103rd and Western. The owners, a husband and wife, well, they're going to get a cool $500,000.
We hugged each other. We were so happy. What are you going to do now? The same thing. We're going to stay here and work.
That's great. All right, here are the winning numbers on your screen. 2, 9, 11, 22, 23, and the mega ball is 12. I'm going to repeat those numbers for you in case you missed it. 2, 9, 11, 22, 23, and the mega ball is 12. Check your tickets. Good luck. Call us if you won.
Can you say that? Oh, well, I still didn't win. I thought maybe you read it one more time.
Sorry.
No, but you know what? Everyone's a winner this morning. The Blackhawks won Game 1 of their series, but there's a lot more in sports on the other side of the Hawks. Cubs manager Joe Maddon teaching his team a lesson in sportsmanship in baseball. Junior Lake hit a 2-run homer with the Cubs in a 7-3 loss to the Marlins yesterday. Lake flipped his bat and appeared to shh the Marlins bench as he rounded third. That led to a bench and bullpen clearing brawl. Maddon apologized to the Marlins, saying he's going to take care of it. Let's go to the South Side. White Sox bouncing back from a bruising loss. Chris Sale on the mound. He struck out 13 Rangers at Globe Life Park last night. Jose Abreu hit a 2-run homer in the second inning. He racked up his 9th home run of the season. Look at this. They needed a comeback after that loss.
Oh, my goodness, did they ever.
This one, the White Sox won 9-2.
Such good news there. All right, more good news for you and the weather department this morning. Mr. Andy Avalos has been working very, very hard.
I have been, and as we start the day, it's nice and quiet now. We have a mixture of clouds in the area and clear skies, and temperatures are pleasant. We're starting out in the upper 50s to low 60s. We'll warm steadily throughout the day with a mixture of sun and clouds. It will be a little more humid today as we get into the upper 70s for lunchtime, eventually in the low 80s this afternoon, and we will develop a weak onshore breeze, so it'll turn cooler along the lakefront, but even there we'll still be in the 70s, and only a slight chance of an isolated shower or storm today. That's in that 10% category, but there's a cold front that'll pass through tonight through tomorrow morning. That'll increase the risk for a few showers and isolated storms. So tomorrow, a mostly cloudy start to the day. There'll be some showers, maybe an isolated storm, but it's going to be breezy and a considerably cooler day, especially along the lakefront. We'll only be in the 50s there, only in the 60s inland, low 70s well inland towards the Fox Valley. Breezy and cool day on Saturday, but at least the sun is back, and along the lakefront, it'll still be quite cool. But then Sunday will be a day to watch with showers and storms and a risk for isolated to severe weather, but a nice week on the way for us next week. We'll keep track of all the changes that lie ahead, not only today, but in the next several days, and you can get a detailed forecast at your convenience. And the way to do that is just go to the App Store and search for NBC Chicago. That way you can download our news app. Here's Kai.
All right, Andy, thank you. It's 4:56, and right now, overall, you're looking great for your commute as you step out. A nice light volume of traffic. And as evidence of that, we're taking a ride on the inbound side of the Eisenhower. No major problems coming in from Oak Park to the Byrne interchange. Nice and light overall, even in from the far western burbs. Monday, though, I am reminding you of a construction alert. That's when ramp work begins on northbound Lakeshore Drive, transitioning to the outbound Stevenson. Actually, the southbound ramp will be done as well, but that is going to come after the northbound side. Watch for overnight closures and daytime narrowing of that ramp. Let's go outside right now and check in live with a tollway camera for you as you get started. 88. You're looking beautiful out there in Naperville. Good morning to you, Zoraida.
All right, thank you very much, Kai. It is 4:57, and we have breaking news from overnight. A possible drag race leads to a horrific crash. We've got a live report from the scene coming up for you. And it was the perfect storm as the Blackhawks strike first against the Lightning. We've got full post-game reaction from the Stanley Cup final next for you at 5 o'clock.